Okay, so a friend of mine asked me um, if I could teach them how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't have all my cards at the moment, so but I will post a video later on how to do it with my whole deck. But the basics are, depending on if you have what kind of battle you're doing, whether it's legal or illegal, varies. You have to look up the rules. Legal, there's a certain amount of cards you can't use. Illegal, any cards are okay, but the same rules apply as legal. So, like, for these kinds of cards, purple, you need two different monsters, which in this one, Thousand Eyes Restrict, you need Relinquished and Thousand Eyes Idle. But to do this, you need a Polymerization, which is it's a green card, and basically lets you fuse them. But to start off a match, you have a deck. In a legal match, you have to have less than 50 cards, 50 or less. It's better if you have 40. That way, you know the cards you'll be getting. Illegal, doesn't even matter how many you have. Both matches, you pick out 7 cards, flip a coin or whatever, whoever goes first. In legal matches, I'm not sure what the life point is now. When I started playing, it was 8,000, but that's what I normally play with. So you each get 8,000 life points, which is basically once you're out of life points, that's it, game over. The person wins, or you win, depending on who's out. You start off with a 7, and I'm going to show you basically how you would set them up. You would have the 7 in your hand. Now these aren't monster cards that you would normally have in your hand. I'm just showing you because I'm out of cards. So you would have them in your hand like this, and say you wanted to put a monster card down. Well, it'd have to, in order to put it down on the field, it would have to be 5 stars or less. So basically, 1 fine, but it can't be this card because you have to have Polymerization, like I said earlier. You could put it face down. Crap. Put it face down, like that. Or you can have it in defense position, which is like that. Basically, the difference is if you're in attack position, you can attack, obviously. But if someone attacks you and you have attack position, which is straight up and down, like this, you can lose life points, depending on what the difference is. If it's in defensive position, you don't lose any life points, unless the card effect says so. Which a card effect, it'll say on the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but right there, it'll say effect, and then it'll list what the effect is. Some cards, you can't attack the card directly. If you attack it, it'll be sent to the graveyard, stuff like that. But some cards are flip. So it'll say effect, under it it'll say flip. It'll say destroy 1 monster on the field, or something like that. But that's basically monsters. Now, if you have a level 5 or lower, and like it's a flip card, it's a pretty good idea to have it face down. So it's like this on the field. And if it gets attacked, it gets flipped, which automatically starts its effect. And you can use its effect by then. You'll have, if the monster's attacking is higher, obviously it goes to the graveyard, which is a side thing to where monsters can come out, but you need a Monster Reborn, which is a totally different card. I believe it's a spell off the top of my head. But there's 3 types, spell, trap, monster, and I believe that's it. So, to special summon, basically, like higher stars like this one, Buster Blader, is more than 6. It's more than 5, obviously. I believe if it's 6 or over, no, if it's 6, you need 2 monsters to sacrifice, and then you can lay it down on the field. They can be in your hand, but they can't come out in the field unless you sacrifice 2 monsters with 5 or lower. To make a 7 or higher, it has to be sometimes 3. We want to get more power to it, I guess. I don't know how they did it, but every turn. But that's basically how you do monsters. Now, say you have a trap or spell. Well, it'll say the effect of what it does on the bottom, and the spell cards will look purple also, but have a different picture, and they won't have stars. They'll have trap or spell on the side. The trap cards are green. I don't have one to show you, but yeah. If it has a lightning bolt where next to the trap card, then it means you can lay it down and it'll take effect automatically. If it doesn't have lightning bolt, then you can't do that. You have to lay it face down like this or like this. It doesn't matter really. But basically in the next turn you'll be able to activate it, or some of them will be like if a monster attacks you or one of your cards, you can flip it and it destroys that monster or doesn't affect it at all. Basically the spell and trap cards are the first layer, like right here you would have it, and then the monsters are just above it. Your graveyard is beside your deck, to the right, I believe. Yeah, to the right. Now, when a card's effect is removed from play, basically you can't get that card back, no matter what. So, that card's like out of the game. And basically, you can only summon 1 monster per turn, I believe. You can only summon 1 monster per turn, and you can attack however many monsters are on the field per turn. Doesn't matter. But they can only attack once the monster can per turn. If your opponent, it's the same thing with your opponent, same rules. There's silver cards you would need. They're called, I forgot what they're called, but basically you need a tuner card, which will say on the top of it tuner, and on the bottom it'll be on the list. Like if you can see where fusion is, it will be tuner, but it's a monster. So it'll have a design like this, but it'll say tuner at the bottom. Some of them have effects, some don't. But to summon one of the white cards, which I can't show you right now because I don't have any at the moment, you need a tuner and a non-tuner, which is a normal monster. Doesn't have to have an effect or anything. But the white card will list what tuner you need. It'll say the name of the monster. So just get that. Now, depending on what cards you have, you might have like there's certain spell cards that enhance the attack or the defense of a monster. You can equip those, but like I said before, you gotta have it down and then flip it unless it has a lightning bolt. If it does, then you could just put it on the monster and it automatically gets that. Like I said before, I don't know off the top of my head all the legal monsters or not. That's why I play illegal a lot. So I hope this video helps. If you got any questions or anything, just comment below, or yeah.